views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Hey, welcome to
SinCityBounty.com. By the way, we are all capable of going live from pages and personal streams. If you are following Sin City Bounty on Facebook and we go live, please go like it over there. If you follow any of us on Facebook and we go live, please go like it. It brings our posts up higher on your feed so you can see us and like more of our stuff.
That's right.
Even if I only post once every 6 months.
That's true.
I did not. I have not touched my mic.
You broke it!
I did
broke
something. I heard Velcro something or another happen.
Fucking broke it.
What the hell?
So, I understand that tonight is the night of the vice presidential debates.
Who cares?
I didn't even know until I got here today.
That's how much. Listen,
but I'm usually
the most politically informed person I know did not give two shits enough about the vice presidential debate to know when it was. I'm betting no one else was watching either.
It's Pence and Kane, right? Pence and Kane.
They sound like a moving company.
Yeah. Pence is the.
They sound like an accountant's firm.
And the only reason I know that is because someone posted that Mike Pence, who is Trump's vice presidential guy, had class, and Kane was an ass. I'm like, really?
That's the only way I knew what was going on was on Facebook. Right. So I had some of my Trump supporter friends like, oh, he's wiping him out, and like, all right, I'll have to catch it later.
I will have to catch it never.
I did enjoy when Joe Biden had to do his vice presidential debate with whoever the other guy was.
But that's because he was Uncle Joe.
That was great. I do love Uncle Joe. The only other news that I really know about this week is the Kardashian robbery.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Well, let's. Do we have any personal things to go? You've been partying like an animal this week.
What? Me?
Toxie. I've seen the pictures. Oh, and there's a video on Toxie's page of one of our dear friends and former co-host of the show, Desiree, bouncing her boobies everywhere. It was awesome. I was like mesmerized by this video.
I have to tell you something. I did go out. Tiffany we met her at, well, I knew her before, but she was at our 300th episode, Tiffany from Concierge Makeup. She had a birthday party. And so it's such a great year because all my friends are turning 30, which feels fabulous. But so she had a birthday party. It was downtown. It was at
the Gold Spike.
And that place was awesome. It was so awesome.
I love downtown.
I love downtown, but
did I understand it correctly that Jacob Palmer from Plush
put
it on for her, or
no?
Okay, he was just there,
right?
Okay.
So she had the party, and he said at one point, "I'm gonna bring people."
Okay.
So he put it out there, but a lot of fun. They have these huge, like a huge chessboard, Twister.
At the Gold Spike, or they brought it with them?
No, it's outside. The whole outside area is like huge games and stuff. Like human size games, a big beer pong thing.
How do you play Twister outside? I mean, the only time I've ever played Twister has been naked and sweaty.
Right. Well, I tried that, but I guess they frown on that there. But
naked sweaties.
It's down on the ground. It's like embedded in the ground.
Very cool.
And so they have all of those. There's a small beer pong area, a large beer pong area.
I won't do
live
beer pong.
Music. Really?
I won't do beer pong because the ball inevitably bounces off the table and onto the floor. And then they pick up the same ass ball and then put it into a cup of beer, and then you got to drink the beer with the ball that's been on the floor.
What don't kill you gives you syphilis. The only place I would not do that is at the Double Down.
Oh, yeah, I remember being at the Double Down.
I was at the Double Down one time, and I had a friend that he was like, "Get your elbows up off the bar," because like I lean a lot. He's like, "No, get your elbows up." And at one point, I had to get up and go to the bathroom. He's like, "Not here."
No, go across the street to the gay bar. Don't do it at the Double Down.
Do not do it here.
That is the appeal of the Double Down for a lot of people, though, is that dirty, hepatitis-ridden,
syphilis-laden gonorrhea chair.
Don't put your hands underneath the table.
No, or I was sitting there, nobody's next to us. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my leg is wet. It was like I was peeing on myself, but I wasn't.
This
time. And I couldn't figure out, like, why is my leg getting wet? And, yeah, like, something under the bar leaked. And, yeah, you reach under there and you find everyone's gum and use pads or whatever the hell's under there. You know?
But that is the appeal. Some people love that kind of crap. We went to go see a friend of ours in a super, like, speed metal, hard rock. Punk rock band. And I remember sitting in my chair, like, I was confined, you know, like on a circus ride or something like that, a fair ride where I kept my arms, my hands were on my legs, I didn't touch anything. I did make the mistake of getting up from the table and grabbing the table and just underneath
the drunk braille going on underneath there. I had the one time I've been a couple of times, because hands down the Double Down is the best place to see local metal. Yes. Like, it is hands down the best place to see local music. Because there's no stage.
One of the best places. There's the Double Down is one of the oldest places.
Isn't Vamped a good place?
Yeah. Vamped is a really good place too.
Yeah, Double Down is one of the oldest. So.
Yeah, and they haven't washed that place ever. So, you know, but that one was the one where we went to where Tiny Tim and I pretended to be together because that crazy, no offense, Ginger, but that crazy redheaded guy, do you remember him?
Yep.
Who during that major orgy we were having, he was sitting in the corner with his phone playing that sound over and over again. Why so serious? Why so serious? We're not serious, bitch. We're orgasming. Get out of here, creepo. Like, that guy. He was there at that event, and I was like, Tiny Tim, help me. Because he wants to get up all on my shit, and I don't want him anywhere near my shit. And he totally
invited him to the orgy anyway.
I don't remember.
And why were you having an orgy at the bar?
No. The bar was at the Den of Iniquity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had a lot of orgies at that place, actually.
2 that I distinctly remember.
Lots of exhibitionist sex,
Wait, have you
too.
guys been in that place
We've
together?
had sex next to each other, but not...
I taught one of her men how to spank her ass correctly. Mm-hmm. That's how I discovered she had a pure white ass crack.
I have been nose deep in Calypso before, though.
It is also, during that time was also where I reaffirmed that I am completely heterosexual.
Right, that's the best way to find out that you are completely heterosexual, is being involved, like, in that environment. Or for me, like a threesome, I'm like, oh, I'm totally into girls.
And I felt so bad. So I had one girl who was doing things to me, and I just politely, I felt bad doing it, but I politely just tapped her on the shoulder and said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're good.
There's shit going on in the other room. You can go help them.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm okay. It's not doing
Yeah, that apartment was a little tiny 2-bedroom. No.
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom, 2 room. 3 if you count the bathroom, 4 if you count the closet. And we were inevitably having sex in one or both rooms at the same time.
Yep.
Someone was cooking. There were other people playing naked Scrabble. My God, those were good times.
They were until our liver started hurting and we had to stop because we were drinking a lot during those times as well.
I literally was like...
This whole show is basically based on all of the stories that came out of that.
That Den of Iniquity is what birthed the show. It is from sex and not any drugs, but lots of alcohol.
Alcohol, dating, and then even more sex. So
condoms.
You would have loved it, I think.
You would have fit right in.
Yeah. Although probably more so Toxie now than married Toxie.
Right.
No, I think married Toxie would have been. I think married Toxie would have been the one to initiate the separation if you had been in the Den of Iniquity. You'd have been like, "There's more than this out there."
What?
Mr. Toxie probably would have loved it too.
Well,
it may have strengthened your relationship. Maybe.
No, it does. It doesn't work that way. No? Actually, I will tell you for a fact that does not work.
For you,
I will tell. For me, I will tell you without a shadow of a doubt that alternate
sexual
marriage,
lifestyles.
Yeah, alternate lifestyles within a marriage for purposes of maybe trying to fix things. May go great for you. It may be perfect, and it may go very south.
So I have a question
it
for
all
you.
depends on people, right?
Right.
A friend of mine who was my first introductory to polyamory, who is in a polyamorous relationship, has been with her main partner for over 30 years, I think now. Where they just celebrated, they put their anniversary up on Facebook and everything, and it just warms my cockles and heart to see that.
Some people are meant for different lifestyles. It's always not for everyone. So.
Right.
So I have a question for you. I know that attempting an alternate lifestyle to fix a relationship didn't work for you, but do you think you could enter into or start a relationship that was alternative? Like polyamorous, or maybe not even polyamorous, just open? Because those are two totally different things, motherfuckers.
Yes, they are.
An open relationship and a polyamorous relationship, totally different things.
Right. I think it would absolutely depend. I mean, as many people may or may not know, and I haven't ever, I don't think, talked about it on the show, but towards the end of my marriage, we did try more of an open type relationship.
To try to fix things, though.
Not necessarily to try and fix things. I don't think we entered into it as, like, this is broken, we need to fix it. But I don't think we were on the best footing to step into that type of lifestyle. So I don't think it was the best decision for us, maybe for others. As far as myself, I don't know. I mean, I'm not closed off to it. I definitely will absolutely not be a third and step into someone else's relationship, again, just because of my experience.
What if it wasn't what if it wasn't A, B, and C? What if it was A, B, B, C, C? Like if you were so
How many people are we talking?
Okay,
What
so
are we talking?
you're talking about walking in as a third. So there is a main partnership, and then you are an addition to that.
Right.
One partner's part of that partnership.
Right.
Could you walk into being a circled partnership where you are all kind of together?
Maybe. If anything, that might be what I'd be more open to.
Like a sister
versus-
wife.
No, more like more like
Isn't that a s- more
No,
like
because-
no.
because
Horny
in
Hans
this-
and his wives.
Yeah, because like in the sister wife environment, there's a first wife, there's a main wife, and then as they kind of trickle down, you know, by the time
There's
you
a
get
pecking
towards-
order.
There's a
Oh.
defined order and a defined role, and
That's the difference between one. That is the major difference between polygamy and polyamory.
I know I've talked about it with former beaus, and I'm not a jealous person at all. Well, I can't say at all.
Yeah.
I have gotten jealous, and I used to be when I was younger. I was like super jealous. But now it's all about the relationship I have with the guy, right? So if we have an honest, open, we talk all the time. Mike used to come home and tell me every time somebody flirted with him, and I would tease him about it, and that was great. And I've even told him, I said, hey, look, if you want to pursue something like that, because I'm not a fight for you kind of girl either.
right.
If you're happier with some other woman, go.
What if he just wanted to dip his wick? Not that he wanted to have a different relationship. He just wanted to dip his wick.
Yeah, I don't think I could. That's the thing, you know. I wouldn't want to know about it at first. I don't know. It would depend on the guy and the situation,
See, for me,
and maybe the other people involved.
For me, I wanted to know. I wanted to know when and who, and I did. You know, I knew which individuals and individuals I'm still friends with to this day. But I don't think I would have been okay with the just don't tell me about it. Like, I think I would want to know.
Yeah, I say that, but I don't know if I would have been okay with it either. Because if I would have found out later, I think I would have been, what?
So I am okay with it. I don't want to know the particulars, and I don't need to know when or where or who or how much or how often. My only caveat is that you only have one girlfriend or wife. Like, you can go out and have all, you know, the masturbatory sex with other people, because that's all it really is masturbating with a giant sex toy. That's how I view it anyway. You're not in a relationship with these people. You cannot, and that's my other caveat about it. You cannot be in a relationship with these people. You can never ever lead the other person,
which means
to believe.
You cannot be polyamory, right? Because that's what polyamory is having a relationship with other people
openly.
Right.
I think that in the right situation with the right person, I could be in the kind of polyamorous relationship that Hans has with his wives. I could totally do that, I think. The kind of polyamorous relationship that I was sort of forced into with Super Dave, I can't do that. Well,
hold on a second. I think you were okay with it until she was a complete bitch about it.
Yeah, so no, you're right. I was okay with it. At first I was like, and then I was like, you know what? I get enough time with you. You get enough time with them. Everyone's happy. Okay, I'm fine with this, right? It was when she became one of the other... He had two other partners. It was when one of those other partners became so jealous of his time with me that she began forcing him to cancel plans with me and making him feel bad for being with me. And I mean, just and that's at that point, that's not a polyamorous relationship.
And I believe you came up with a curse word just for her.
Skunt. Skanky cunt. Skunt.
Which has been one of our curse words of the week. On the weeks we've done them.
Which also has gotten us in trouble. That word, that bitch, and that particular show where we introduced that word is what got us into very serious trouble with the pagan community at the time, because apparently this crack whore was listening. You know what? I can't be too mad at them. Like, they live together now with his ex-wife and all the kids that have been accumulated. Like, they're happy, whatever. I did, however, see her at the store and recognized her, but she did not recognize me one time, and I was just
You haven't changed a bit either.
No. I reached right past her.
I literally saw a picture of you as maybe, 12, 13-year-old in overalls.
Yeah.
And it looked exactly like you look now, just with overalls.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same person I've been since I was like 8. Yes. So no, I'm okay with open relationships, but it's got to be two-way. Like, you can't get all the openness and I get none of it. Like, that's not how this train ride works.
Right.
I think one of the big things for me, and that was an issue. It was more the honesty.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say you're here if that's not where you're at. If you're actually here,
that's because a huge thing. Right.
Because if you said, based on how it was, if you said this is where I'm going and who I'm going with, all right, I don't care. But it's more so.
Yeah, it's when you start lying about it that it's no longer an open or polyamorous relationship. It becomes cheating the minute you start lying about it.
Yeah, it's the trusting your partner issue, because that happens even it has nothing to do with sexual relationships. If you can't trust your partner, the person who's supposed to be your partner, then what kind of relationship do you have anyway?
Exactly.
So.
And if it's just an open relationship, like I said, for me, I don't care. I don't need to know the details. Like, if you're going to go out, you're going to go out. Like, I honestly, a night away is fine. Like, I could use some me time anyway. But again, that has to be a two-way street. And like I said, for a polyamory, yeah, I could probably do it with the right people, right situations. No skunts.
I would have to be put into a situation to see if I would accept it. I don't think I would, though.
I could be polyamorous with you two and another partner.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The other partner could be a dude, right? Because I think we've established that we're useless to each other.
Yeah.
Like, I think we just.
What's the matter? You two can't just be pillow princesses?
I will cup her breasts.
Yeah, I feel like we would just be there together naked, like, who's touching who? I'm not.
It would be me touching everyone. That's what it would be.
Can we draw straws? What's going to happen now?
I remember the very first time that I did something sexual with another woman. It was two of us and a dude. And it was very exciting. I was young and free, and I'm sitting there, and he's going down on her, and I'm rubbing her boobs like this, and they just felt like two water pillows. And I was like, yeah, this is doing nothing for me. So like every 4 or 5 years, I'll try it again.
Like, got my hands.
Yeah.
My hands are tingling because I want like a nipple in my hands, and I want to suck on a boobie now. Damn it, people!
I was in a very similar situation where it was, with another girl was there, and I'm just kind of there like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then this girl's like, I thought there'd be a little more touching, and I'm like, I don't know what I do.
I tried it at least. I tried touching,
But I think I was more like,
She's like, tickle, 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 tickle. It works, although that was a little bit exciting.
Did that work for you?
No, I
did it work?
And I'm a huge believer in transfer of energy.
Even it out.
If I hug you and I have love in that hug, I know that you can feel it. I can feel it when it's reciprocated. So if I'm just sitting there going like this, thinking this is not doing anything, there's no transfer of energy there, so it cannot be doing anything for the other person. So what's the point?
You two just close your eyes, lay back, put your knees up. I'll take care of the business. I can do this.
I feel like this could work.
We turn the lights off. A rubber dick feels like a real one.
Can you imagine how great Tuesday nights would be like?
We'd have to go to a new streaming service.
Right. As if it's not already fabulous. As if it's not already the hour I look forward to every week. If we could describe, our... Anyway, I'm going to stop now.
So we're looking for a male partner to join us on the show. No, it would be great. Like, you could do all the stay-at-home mom stuff. I could do all the cooking. And you can do the cleaning.
Fuck that.
I think between the three of us plus a fourth partner with an income, we could afford to get a
I'll
innkeeper.
still work. I'll never not work, so I'll pay for the cleaning service. And then our fourth will
Fourth?
pay for
What
other
fourth?
things. We have to find a fourth.
You need
Fourth woman or just the
No.
dude?
No, you guys need a dick. We need a dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we have to find a dad.
I think Ginger's over there got his hands on his
I was
hip.
just
He's
gonna-
like,
Yeah, he's got his hands on his hips.
No, I was going to say this is a perfect chance for you guys to hit up Craigslist for one of them house
Oh!
slaves.
Wow!
you obviously
Craigslist.
haven't heard our story about trying to find a manslave to crack crabs for us on Craigslist.
The best.
No.
You weren't here for it, were you?
No.
This is the best story ever.
Let's tell the story.
I wish I had the ad. We wanted somebody to, and then afterward I'm going to read some of what's happening in chat. We had gone out for crabs with Bree from Well Rounded. And we're sitting there and we're going to town with them, like working those crabs. And I only just started cracking my own crabs, like within the past few years.
That's because you got separated.
So if I wanted to eat crabs, I had to figure out how to crack them. And so anyway, we're cracking crabs and we're sitting there and we go, gosh, what if we had a dude who would come with us and crack our crabs? Like, that's it. That's all he would do. He would just sit here and he would crack our crabs.
He doesn't need to be handsome. He doesn't need to talk. He don't need to be smart or well-spoken. None of that
He just
shit.
has to have nimble hands to crack
That's
our
right.
crabs.
That's it. That's all we need.
So I wrote up this really great ad, and basically what it said was like, we just want you to be there to crack our crabs. We don't need a discussion with you. You're not going to be eating. You'll be too busy cracking our crabs.
3 BBWs seek.
Right, that's it.
Crab cracker.
Crab
Crab
cracker.
cracker. And so
You can lick your fingers all you want. I'm okay.
That's what you did.
I think at one point I even put, I'm like, don't worry, we don't expect you to pay for us unless you want to, but we don't expect you to, and we're not paying for you either. It's like your prize is our company and the ability to crack our crabs.
Watch us eat crabs.
yeah,
So
that's
it would be
it.
perfect for like a feeder, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we posted on Craigslist, and at first, because we had 3 BBW in there, the responses were actually nasty. And they were like, at first it was like, you fat bitches, crack your own crab.
How disgusting fat people eating together. You should be ashamed of yourself. Jesus should stab you. Like, it was really bad
You need to
stuff.
die. You need to crack your own fucking crab or die. Like, people were horrible. So we said, all right, we're going to
Take the
change the
BBW out.
wording. Oh, and then they banned it. They reported me. So then we changed it. And I think we said voluptuous or something.
No, I think we just said three ladies.
No. First, we tried something else next. We tried a tricky word. I really feel it was voluptuous.
It probably was.
Something, because we
With
got
the M in it?
voluptuous.
It's
that's not a word.
It's voluptuous.
Voluptuous. Sorry.
I'm just asking, if you put voluptuous, all the grammar Nazis
I
would have
would have.
came out.
Well, I am a grammar Nazi, believe it or not,
Oh,
except
okay.
for that word, apparently. But
Everyone's got the one.
So anyway, that's my word apparently.
Mine's
well,
decision.
I
I can't
couldn't say
spell it.
curvaceous. Remember, for a long time.
It was intense training to get her to
It
say
was. I had to
curvaceous.
practice in front of the mirror.
What did you used to say?
I couldn't say the word. I kept going curvaceous, and then I giggle.
Well, that's
So-
all right. When we first made our signs and cards, we spelled it wrong in the first place. So
Right. I do remember that.
Our Facebook is still spelled wrong, by the way, y'all.
no, we changed
So-
it. Sin City Bounty.
Yeah, she was able to fix it.
Oh, yeah.
So after we reposted and used that word, we did get a few responses. We still got like, "You're disgusting." Like, they were actually getting to a point where they hurt my heart. Like, I think I came in one time and I'm like, they're just getting really mean, and it's an obvious joke. It's an obvious joke. We did get one response where he included a picture. When we clicked on it, was it you who knew him?
Yeah,
or
it was a guy I had been on a date with.
So we're like, oh, there's a real one. Like, we're really going to get someone to crack our crabs. And we're like, oh, no, she
No.
knows him.
He's a little creepy.
So that was out. But then I got, so then we changed it.
To
and
just
then we
three ladies.
3 ladies. And then I got the most amazing response from somebody pretending that he worked for the Krusty Krab. And
He was pretending to be SpongeBob.
yeah.
Nice.
And like his whole response was, it was just amazing. And then that was mixed in along with the like die fucker kind of
Stuff.
messages. So people apparently get really, really angry. But it was obvious a joke. Like, I had some people who would write like, "That's actually pretty funny. You made my day." I could tell it was totally a joke.
We should do
But-
that more often. It sounds like so much fun.
should. It
We
was
should
fun.
accept that it's taken us like 2 years to get over the hurt from the last time we did it.
Like, I'm in my office room, like, 12 new messages. This is 9 more to go. 7 more to go. I don't know if I could do this, guys.
It was bad. Like, some of them were just...
But it was mainly when we said 3 BBWs. Like,
You know-
those were the ones that
You
were
know that
like,
word vitriol? You never really get to use it that often.
I love that word. I use it as much as
It
possible.
was pure hatred-filled vitriol. That's
Yeah.
all it was. It was
Wow.
disgusting.
Yeah, so it was.
I'll read them all. I
It
love
was-
that kind of crap.
All right. Well, I love writing random stuff like that. Like, we have written date ads for people.
We tried to get... remember when we were trying to get Lenny laid?
Yes.
We wrote
Yes.
lots of dating sites for him.
Yeah. So, but then he came on the show and he was having a bad day. And we're like, no, pep it up, bud.
Trying to get you laid here, buddy. Gotta be happy.
So, just to share with what's going on in chat, as far as the beer pong, May is a skink said that's why we always have a rinse cup. Vendetta,
I have, in every movie and TV show that I've ever seen where they play beer pong, there is no rinse cup.
There should be.
There should be.
And it's all it is Everclear, because that will kill anything. Just dip it in Everclear and keep going.
And since I won't play beer pong, I've never been to a live beer pong where there is a rinse cup. So there we go.
if you want to read a great book, Sarah Benicasa wrote a book called Tim Kaine Is Your Nice Dad. He plays beer pong with empty cups and nips of whiskey or Jaeger. Hey, how you doing? Nice, love it. Vendetta said, in my last relationship, I lied once and felt like an asshat, and it was so stupid. I literally saw a movie by myself that we were supposed to see together, but I just couldn't wait. I actually cried when I told her what I had done. I was such a loser.
That is
Then-
so sweet. No. That just breaks my heart because I have
Vendetta.
done stuff like that too.
To me?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Like,
kidding.
I can't wait for. So I used to watch. Me and my other used to watch Walking Dead together, and we would wait together to watch it.
Except you didn't wait.
Except I could not wait because it's the fucking Walking fucking Dead.
Right.
And so I've done the same thing. I've had to tell him I really watch this, but I'll watch it again. I will so watch it again.
I do it all the time. Callie Guy and I record the same shows, and we like to watch them together. But if I waited for him to watch all the shows that we were going to watch together, I would never watch any shows.
Right.
So, like, he'll show up and he'll be like, "Oh, where are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I am totally way past where you're at because I have just been keeping up, and I just can't wait for you. So, if you want to watch them again, that's fine. We can do that, and I can be engrossed in Facebook while you watch the show. I'm totally cool with that." It's great. I like that.
Speaking of vendetta, because of you and your desire to become Dexter, so I would be more attracted to you, you don't have to do that, number one, because I think you're one of the loveliest people I have ever technically met in my life. But because of you this week, I am re-binging Dexter. Because Dexter's awesome.
I want to watch Dexter. I think I'm going to do that one next.
You'll like it.
Is it gory though? Do you see a lot of...
There are a couple of...
No.
There's blood, but there's no actual like entrails anywhere. But there's a lot of blood.
There's no
I can have
hack
it
and
just
slash.
blood.
There's hack and slash, but whenever he like stabs somebody, they don't always show it. When they do, it's usually little blood seeping out. You know.
It's usually him like covered in blood afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Really quick, because it's hard to follow on our Facebook Live, Vendetta also said, that's Vendetta, right?
Yes.
I knew that. The den of... Don't use big words.
Iniquity.
Iniquity sounds like what I imagine the best parts of Valhalla to be like.
Valhalla.
Emily said date SpongeBob. Raven said love SpongeBob. He's flexible too. That's true.
That little bitch will go anywhere.
Jasper said Luke Cage is my shit now.
I just
a
finished
lot.
Luke Cage.
I have
Oh.
not.
Do it. I just started it last
Yes.
night.
I'm not
Spoil it for
I'm
him.
not a
Spoil
spoiler
it. Spoil it.
person.
Let's see what happens.
I haven't watched it yet, but I haven't watched the because Luke Cage is like the boyfriend of some other superhero that's on Netflix.
She was Jennifer Jones's squeeze for a little bit. That's done.
I haven't
No,
watched
they
Jennifer
just had
Jones.
coffee.
Well,
Yeah.
coffee on this show means you're going to become someone's baby daddy. So
Yeah.
That's what it means on that show.
I loved Luke Cage on so many different levels. On a political level, on a Marvel level, on a God damn that man is handsome level. Just an excellent show. All the actors in it are great.
hashtag Netflix dick.
Netflix dick.
Netflix dick. I was reading through some posts.
Jessica Jones.
I guess there have been complaints because Luke Cage is practically an all-black cast, right? So there have been complaints. There's like no white people on the show. I'm like,
So
motherfucker, seriously.
who gives a white's ass about that? Nobody. If it's a good show and there's sexy guys on it and sexy girls, then fuck it, watch it.
It was a great show. Great show. Not everybody's like super sexy on that show. You know, there's a female cop on that show. She's awesome. She's badass.
Homely.
She's pretty. She's pretty. She's not like my type. Remember Claire from the Daredevil series? Like she's like my type. She's kind of sultry-ish, you know.
Claire's a little crazy too.
No, Claire's not crazy.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson might be crazy, but Claire is not crazy.
Rosario Dawson is hot as a motherfucker. I'd take a bite out of that lump any day.
Yeah, I love that show. I love it for all of the things that it represents and the storyline. I don't read a lot of comics anymore, and I've read a few Luke Cages. I love when they touch on, like, the Luke Cage in the comics used to wear this headband that was like almost Amazonian, right? And they touch on that in the series, and he looks at himself and he goes, "I look like a fucking princess." It's great. He doesn't say fucking, I don't think, but he
could on Netflix, though.
Yeah, it touches on those little things here and there, and I love that kind of stuff. So
Two people both on Facebook Live, Christian as well as Vendetta, said about the music and Luke Cage being great.
oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
How do you know? You just started
I watched
it.
5 episodes last night.
That's
I was
not
up
just
till 4
starting, that's
a.m.
halfway through.
Yeah.
No, that's just starting.
Spoil that shit for him right now.
There's only like
Do it right
13
now.
episodes.
That's
halfway So-
through.
I'm gonna finish the rest tonight.
Yeah, the
Would I enjoy
music
it?
is wonderful, they got Method Man on the show, so he's like getting robbed and stuff. It's great. They've got some like great musicians on the show. some classic. It's like it's a Harlem nightclub, Harlem Paradise, I think it's what it's called. So they got music going on all the time.
That's cool.
And it's very awesome.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I didn't watch any Jessica Jones. Should I watch Jessica Jones before I watch
I think
Luke
you should
Cage?
because Luke Cage takes place after his relationship with Jessica Jones.
How long is Jessica Jones?
It's 13 episodes. All the Marvel series coming out, I think that they're 13
But how many
episodes
seasons
each.
are up for Jessica Jones?
Just one.
Just one? Okay.
Yeah.
Daredevil's got 2, which is
I thought it was 3 now. Is
there-
it just 2?
no, it's just
Oh,
2.
this is too much.
Daredevil's just 2. Well, you don't have to watch Daredevil to watch Jessica Jones or Luke Cage.
Yeah, the Marvel universe is huge.
It's
so you know.
ginormous.
And I love.
I saw Deadpool.
I think
Deadpool's amazeballs.
That was great.
I think I am so much like a Netflix bitch. I'm Netflix's bitch because of what they're doing with all the Marvel shows that they're doing. And if they want to take on more, more power to them. I will give them all my money.
Marvel is slaying DC. Just slaying them. I mean, DC cannot... What does DC have? They have...
Gotham. DC has Gotham.
Gotham is losing its fan base.
I don't know. I am in love with Gotham.
I like Gotham,
Oh,
too.
wait, is Suicide Squad DC?
Yes.
Oh, that was a good movie, too.
Yes, Suicide Squad is
Harley's
DC.
going to get her own series. They already signed the contract and started filming.
Okay.
That girl was on Saturday Night Live, and she's adorable.
She is. I saw that episode. Yeah.
Speaking of, not to change this whole, because we can get back to all of this, but did you see the opening skit for Saturday Night Live?
The debate.
The debate.
Yeah.
Did you pee your pants?
Yes.
I have watched it so many times. I was dying. I was home alone. I wasn't feeling so great, so I'm like curled up on my chair, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like,
all the jokes,
It
all the
was-
jokes that we talked about, they put into that skit. The one where she shakes her shoulders and then it's she
shimmy.
totally yeah.
The part where she's like, he said, you have 2 minutes to come back, and she's like, no, I'll give it back to him. He can have my 2 minutes.
It's great.
It was great. And of course, Alec Baldwin. Fabulous.
Isn't
He's
Alec
really Trump.
Baldwin been a host like 87 times?
He's the highest, he's been the host the most. There's one person, and of course I can't think of his name right now, but he's one behind. Maybe Steve Martin?
Or Chevy Chase?
No,
I want to say maybe Steve Martin. He's one episode behind. So Alec is leading, he's the top one, but he will be their Trump throughout. It wasn't like a one-night gig.
Right.
He's playing their Trump.
He's
like
going to be
who's
Trump.
the Larry something plays Bernie Sanders whenever they do a
he's
Bernie
so
Sanders
good. Larry Davis.
Larry David? Yeah.
Larry David.
does a great job at it.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's
I
so,
haven't
so
watched
good.
SNL since Wayne's World.
You know what?
You should.
If when we're going to be watching it, if they have a Gary, did they have a Gary Johnson?
I don't think they have a Gary
If they
Johnson.
ever do a Gary Johnson one, we'll make sure you watch that episode.
Okay.
Of course, it'll be Aleppo. What? What are you talking about? What?
The names of who? I don't know any
Yeah,
of them.
that's what they'll kind
I need
of
to get
focus
smarter.
on.
That's his
It might
quote
not
right
have been
now
a
in my
good week
head.
this week.
I need to get smarter. I'm okay with this. I'm just going to let you all know that if you had to compare Gary Johnson to Donald Trump, even with all of the faux pas Gary Johnson has made, I would choose Gary Johnson over Donald
I
Trump.
would
Of
choose
course.
Gary Johnson over Donald Trump.
I would, yeah, absolutely. I would choose, hey people, I would choose Sarah Palin.
Oh! No.
That's-
No.
I think I might choose Sarah Palin as well
No.
over Donald Trump.
Yes.
If my two choices were Donald Trump and Sarah Palin, I'd move to fucking China and live under the law of the PRC.
Move to Russia, you could see it from
Wow.
her house.
No, I would never in a million bazillion years ever live in a world where I had to choose between Sarah Palin and Donald Trump. I would literally change. I would put on my Irish brogue, move back to Ireland, and live in poverty. Like that, I would deny ever having been born in America if it ever came down to having to choose between Sarah Palin and Donald Trump. No. Never.
So that's a no?
Yeah.
Would you consider it?
No.
But for me, even Sarah Palin's like dumbest moments were still so much more enlightening.
Everyone is so worried about Donald Trump hitting the red button. Sarah Palin would torch the fuck out of Britain if they looked wrong at her.
Actually, I think as long as we put someone if we were to sneak someone into the White House to be like an aide or something like that, my opinion of Sarah Palin is that she is very
Malleable.
Medicated.
Malleable.
Yes.
You could talk
I
her
agree.
in or out of anything. So it
I
all
agree.
depends on who's around her, to me.
Right.
I think if we could sneak a sniper. Just kidding.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I would not. Yeah. I could not.
We are no longer broadcasting from.
I couldn't. I just in a world where we have billions of people to choose from
I know.
for presidential candidates, if we narrowed it down to Sarah fucking Palin, who would be faster to push the big red button than Trump would be, and Donald fucking Trump,
But
I would, as
I think you're
patriotic as I
right.
am, I would have to disavow.
The general,
but I think you're right.
before she pushes a button, she would have to have that, you know, in all the TV shows and movies that we watch, they have that where all the generals are there and the Army and the Air Force guys are there, and one of them's yelling at them because you've had no military experience, so you don't know what to do. They would fucking talk her out of it, and she would be talked out of it.
Are you
Right.
watching Designated Survivor?
Hell yeah, I am.
Fuck yeah! Kiefer fucking Sutherland, you don't mess with my man. He's the presidente.
I love Kiefer Sutherland. I will watch that guy in like a Crest commercial. I don't care.
I'm not really a fan of Kiefer Sutherland.
Really?
Yeah, I love the apocalyptic government aspect of it. That's why I like
I
it.
like his glasses.
And he's handling it very well. So
What was my code name before all of this? Glasses.
Glasses. Yep. You don't love Kiefer Sutherland?
I liked him in 24. I did binge watch 24 when it came out. I think it was on either Hulu or Netflix, probably Netflix. So I got an appreciation for that show because of it. But he's not like, I'm not going to go see a show just because it's him.
I'm not even kidding. If there were infomercials on at 4 a.m., I
Her
would get
DVR
up to
would be
watch
hit to
them.
record.
Yeah,
Really?
I would get up to watch them and lick my screen. So I love Kiefer Sutherland.
He's hot as a motherfucker. We could be polyamorous for Keith or
There we go.
Sutherland.
Oh, I'm in.
I would
It's not
do-
even that. It's not even like the total, like, he's not your typical hot guy, but he also always plays roles where he's very much like in charge, or he comes back from something. Like he had something really shitty happen, but he turns it around. And
Well, like in Designated Survivor, he's an Uber nerd with a shitty job who got
Right.
fired from that job, and now he's the president. Like, and he's just like,
He's playing it very well too. I
Yeah.
love the whole sneaking out and going to help the
Right.
movers, clean up Congress or whatever. So I would only do that. I only watch everything that Rutger Hauer is in. I know that he's 90 and like
I don't
super
even know who
wrinkly
that
right now, but
Lost Boys. Hell yeah, Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
I've seen every horrible, ultra stupid movie that Rutger Hauer has been in because I'm an ultra
That's
fan like that.
Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer. He is the antagonist in the Blade Runner movie.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god. You're gonna have to come over and watch that shit because that's some mind tripping bullshit right there.
Lady Hawk. You would love Lady Hawk. That is like the most romantic. During the night, he's a wolf, and during the day, she's a hawk, and
You're
they can never
out.
touch.
You lost me at romantic.
No, you don't like
Cold Dead
romantic.
Heart. That's why Blade Runner would
Oh.
be perfect for her.
Yeah.
Oh, you would love Blade Runner. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of romance in that too, but it's with a
I
robot.
can handle a little.
It's with a robot.
And with a robot. I can handle that.
You do realize that we have had entire conversations about DC, Marvel, and robots, and she has not tuned out once. We're nerdifying you yet.
Nerdify.
She'll come in tomorrow with Nexus 6 tattooed on her neck.
I'm still like, I watched Deadpool.
Will Smith. I'll watch almost anything Will Smith is in.
Will Smith, yeah.
7
Love
pounds.
him.
That was good.
That was good. Harrison Ford now.
Harrison Ford then.
Harrison Ford, anytime.
Yep. There's very few people that very few people that I will watch everything that they're in.
I will not watch anything Sean Connery is in.
Really?
I will watch it if he's in it, but I don't go out of my way for him. And I don't support him at all. He's a wife beater.
And he's an admitted wife beater who thinks every man should be beating his wife.
I don't know if he thinks that way
I
now,
know
but
I know everything about pop culture, and I've never heard this
because this
before.
was back in like the 70s or 80s.
No,
or
it was
something like that.
recent. I mean, not like in the last year or so, but
there was an interview some magazine did with him where that he had been cops were called something about domestic violence, and he said, well, she deserved it.
Oh no, he's out.
Yeah.
So a few things. Vendetta said 2 Daredevils, 1 Jessica Jones, 1 Luke Cage, and Iron Fist is next. Then we will finally get the Defenders. May is so excited. Kelly Guy said Disappear Like Tears in the Rain. Is that a movie?
Oh, that's from Blade Runner.
it's from Blade Runner.
And then Vendetta is My Mother a Turtle.
My mother a turtle.
It says Is My Mother a Turtle.
What the hell does that mean?
Is that not a... Oh, Kelly Guy just asked, is that from Blade Runner too?
Oh, that's from the interview. That's right. You're walking through the desert.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
I will watch anything with Jeff
I do
Goldblum.
like Jeff
Not me.
Goldblum.
Yeah.
Brent Spiner for you.
Fuck yeah, Brent Spiner.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
I've even suffered through his one-man play. I hate plays.
She does not like theater.
Hate theater, but I have watched a film of Patrick Stewart doing his one-man theater thing or whatever, just because it's Patrick Stewart. Sorry, Sir Patrick Stewart.
Wow.
He is a sir. Like Sean Connery is a sir too.
Right. They were both
This is from
knighted.
2006.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I didn't know that.
Elton John.
What?
Sir Elton John.
The Princess John or Princess Elton? No.
So here's his quote from Playboy magazine in 1965. I don't think there is anything particularly wrong in hitting a woman, though I don't recommend you do it in the same way you hit a man. In 1993, he said, there are women who take it to the wire. That's what they're looking for, the ultimate confrontation. They want a smack. But then he backpedals.
Of course he does, as they all do.
Hold on. There was another one, 1960s, about this. Oh, he can change his mind.
That sentiment
In
of sometimes
2000
women are pushing for it is still a sentiment today.
So in 2006, he canceled some big thing because it was about that time when all these comments started coming to light about the fact that he was okay with hitting women. I, for one, am a big proponent of hitting no one, and if they hit you, you hit them back.
Yeah.
So if a girl hits you, you get to hit her back. If she hits you, you hit her. If she doesn't hit you, leave her the fuck
Although
alone.
legally, you're probably still going to go to jail.
I don't believe that any level of abuse of women is ever justified under any circumstances. That's in 2006. It only took him 41 years to come to that conclusion.
Now,
Really
don't get me
quick,
wrong. If Jessica Jones punches your ass, fucking deck her with, I almost did a spoiler. Sorry.
If a human being punches you with a closed fist, no matter what dangles between thine legs,
Or not.
Did you say
or not.
nine legs?
I did say thine legs,
Fancy.
you have every right to defend yourself in the same manner that you were attacked in. If you get punched, you punch them back. If they slap you, you slap them back. If they knee you in the private parts, you knee them in the private parts. You know why? Because it hurts just as bad for girls as it does boys.
Although, legally, and socially, even though it might not be right, you as a man, for slapping or punching or whatever a woman back, no matter how hard she hits you in the first fucking place, will probably be taken to jail.
She will
and
as
have to
well,
spend
though.
the
That-
night.
She will
And
as
if
well.
she's really pretty, you're probably getting stomped out by the cops.
Well,
She will
and
as well. Whoever lays.
That's not true.
Whoever touches.
No.
Well, that wasn't true 10 years ago. I don't know if it is
No,
now.
it's still
but-
not true today.
Yeah.
No, it's still not true today. I think that the punishment for men and women should be equal. If you are defending yourself from someone who is attacking you, the sex of that person should not matter. The sex nor sexual identity. I was in a relationship with a guy whose previous relationship, she was physically abusive. And you know how I know? Because after he and I got together, she came back and beat the shit out of him. Because apparently we were in their bed together. I'm like, bitch, you've been gone a year. She gave him a black eye and punched him in the face, kicked him in the throat. And if we had called the cops, nothing would have happened.
Right.
She was far more abusive to him. He never.
But do you know? Yeah.
But
Yeah, they
don't-
might have arrested him.
You,
but
you don't know
don't-
for a fact nothing would have happened to her. You're not saying this situation happened, the police came and did nothing.
I
You're
do,
right.
We're
but
assuming that
I
that's
do
what's
know.
going to
10 years
happen.
ago, I do know someone who got into an argument with their husband, boyfriend. I can't remember which, and she hit him over the head with a beer bottle. Domestic. I think he like chokeholded her or whatever. He went to jail.
Right.
So,
but I don't know if 10 years ago is still how it is now.
Right.
I mean, I believe that anybody who throws a hit will get arrested for assault.
Well, I do. If it's a familial thing where a husband and wife, one of them has to go to jail. I don't
Right.
know if both will. This is what I'm telling you. I agree with Sierra. Men and women should be treated equally because that's what women are fighting for. The
Right.
equality of it, right?
We want to be treated
But-
equal. That means we need to treat them just as we want to be treated.
But don't protest in the heat of the moment. Don't say, I hit her because she hit me, and I think men and women should be treated equally or be able to do things equally because no one will listen to you in society today. Don't protest at the point where you're hitting another woman back. Go get on a line.
Don't let it escalate
Right.
that far to
Right.
start with.
Congressman, get on board with some feminist groups.
The problem in the world today is that everyone rages about inequality, and yet we continue to allow it to happen. We're like, we want to be treated as equally as men, but we should get more rights than them. That's not how it works. We don't get protected because we're women. If we want to be treated like men, we need to act like men. We need to be
Held accountable.
held accountable just as much as men are. If we're going to be abusers and rapists,
Which
then-
we are.
Which
Not
we
us
are.
personally, but
Yeah, whoa, speak for yourselves. I'm none of
there
your
are
butt.
plenty of female rapists and abusers out there.
There are so many men who are in physically abusive relationships who do not report it because it's unmanly to get beaten up by a girl. No, fuck that shit. If you're in an abusive relationship, no matter what your gender is, no matter what their gender is, get the fuck out. Do you know what really sucks? Is that shelters for abused women will not take abused men, and that is bullshit. I think anyone who's abused should be taken in by a shelter who is supposed to be protecting abuse victims.
Well, I beg to differ. I beg to differ on that point. There are shelters that men can go to, not specifically for the fact that they have been abused. The things like locally we have the Shade Tree. They are specifically for women and their children who are trying to escape,
And their pets.
and their pets who are trying to escape a violent or abusive relationship, and it's specifically geared towards women because there are inordinately a large number of women who suffer from that.
That's true, but what about men and their children?
No, I fully
They
understand.
can still get resources, just not
Right.
by staying in that facility.
Not
Like,
going
there's
to
still
a
resources
They have
specifically
to-
oriented women's
But there
shelter.
are
Right,
men's
they have to put their
shelters.
kids into CPS and put themselves into a men's homeless shelter.
Yeah.
Because there are no shelters for men and their children who are in domestically violent situations.
You're absolutely right. And when I get super rich, I will build one. Did he
Women
give us
are
a
also
time?
rapists.
Did he give us a
Was
time?
that
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Oh my God. We didn't even talk about Kanye stopping the middle of his concert.
Did you see that?
I saw the little clip today, yeah.
All right, do your Kanye thing. Women are just as bad as men, and we should be treated as such.
Women are, for sure. So I'm sure everybody already saw Kim Kardashian in Paris, there for Paris Week, and she gets robbed.
So it
In
was in
her
a foreign
room.
country in Paris?
I told you it was in a
foreign country.
Was it her hotel room? Was it?
She was in an apartment.
Okay.
The apartment had, it was not her
I thought
own.
the place is a hotel.
No, it has maybe it's a hotel with apartments, but she was specifically in an apartment with an upstairs and a downstairs because her friend was spending the night downstairs.
It
She
might have
was
been
in
an
her bedroom
Airbnb.
Upstairs.
I don't think
I
Kim
don't know.
Kardashian
I don't know
would
if
be
the
doing an
Kardashians do
Airbnb.
Airbnbs, but they have a concierge desk up front because what happened is that her bodyguard, who is always with her, Pascal, I believe his name is, who's always with her in every photo, went to watch two of her sisters who were out at a club. So he was guarding them. There was a very brief window that she was there by herself, the middle of the night. They came, they went to the concierge, they held him at gunpoint to let them into her apartment. They tied her up, gagged her, put her in the tub, and stole jewelry in a jewelry box. Yeah, it was like a $4.5 million ring, and like a.
You're never going to be able to hawk that.
No, because it has special inscriptions in it.
There's
But
the underground.
yeah, no one's going to touch it whole.
A million different pieces of jewelry right
That's
now.
what they have
30
to do.
seconds.
That's what they
Hey,
have to do.
I'm sorry. To get back to the whole thing with the men and the women and the hitting and the everything. Men, if a woman hits you and you haven't gone down and you're not bleeding profusely, walk away. Run away. That is the best thing that you can do.
If you need to defend yourself because she's literally out to try to kill you, defend yourself.
Yes. But if you're not in any way life threatened, just get out of the situation. I think that's it. What a great... I thought it was a great show. We talked about all kinds of crap.
We did.
All kinds.
This better not turn out to be an Olympic swimmer's story. Like, if I find out that this was fake,
Oh,
I'm gonna.
That
I already
drives me
despise the
nuts. Stop.
Kardashians.
That drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. Just because she's famous, just because she's an attention seeker, does not mean she's going to fake her own robbery. She's still like somebody's mother. She's their daughter. She's a wife.
I agree with you
She's-
100%. It's a terrible thing that's happened to her. That's why I better not find out that this was faked.
Why would she need to fake it? She's the most seen person out there. She doesn't need the additional attention of faking a robbery.
I know she doesn't. That's why it would make me mad if
I
she
find
did it.
I hate when people
I
jump
think
into
I
it.
thought
Sorry.
that clip of Kanye stopping in the middle of his concert was awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
He did. He turned back
Apologize to
and
the
he said,
crowd.
"I'm sorry, family emergency," and he rushed his ass.
And
off
that's
there.
exactly what you should do. And Kanye earns one little brownie point from me for doing that.
I'm Alexia.
Toxie.
Sierra,
We will see you next week.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.